When I was in high school, I had a classmate, Diego, who was very fond of butterflies. He had started drawing them as a child, then taking pictures of them whenever he saw a beautiful specimen in his garden, and finally raising them. He got some caterpillars from a breeder, and when they finally passed the chrysalis stage and turned into large, colorful butterflies, Diego was so impressed and happy that he decided to devote all his spare time to breeding these insects. Once the caterpillars had become beautiful, colorful butterflies, he let them fly free in the wild. At the end of school, I lost all contact with Diego. However, in my imagination, I see him letting a butterfly fly free in a beautiful sunset. There are many symbols related to Easter, but one of my favorites is indeed the butterfly. Its whole life cycle symbolizes the life, death and resurrection of Jesus. The first stage is that of a caterpillar, which could be said to represent the Lord's earthly life as a true man. The second phase is the chrysalis stage, which depicts Jesus' death and burial in the Holy Sepulchre. Yet, for every chrysalis, the time comes when its life inside the cocoon begins to writhe. The top cracks open and a beautiful form butterfly emerges. And then, before you know it, the butterfly flies away high into the blue sky. This is indeed the third stage, which represents Christ's glorious resurrection from the dead, when the burial clothes that once wrapped his body lie folded in the tomb, mute testimonies that the corpse they had once shrouded has now emerged to life. On Easter morning, the disciples saw the strips of linen cloth lying there, as well as the cloth that had wrapped around Jesus' head. The cloth was still lying in its place, separate from the linen. The body, however, was no longer there. It had left the tomb empty, a bit like a butterfly which leaves the cocoon to fly free. Jesus' resurrection from the grave is God's proof to us that death is not the end. The empty tomb and the Lord's Spirit within us testify that Easter morning is God's triumph over death, a death from which He will also raise us if we believe in His Son. In celebration of Christ's resurrection, therefore, we also celebrate the certainty of our ultimate triumph over death and the joy of eternal life. In his sermons, St. Anthony often recommends conversion of the heart. That is, allowing Jesus to change our hearts and, if necessary, our characters. Therefore, dear friend, don't let Easter go by without it change your heart. Trust in the Lord and never give up hope, because just when the caterpillar thinks its life is over, it begins to fly. On behalf of all the friars of the Basilica of St Anthony in Padua, Italy, I wish you and your family and friends an Easter filled with happiness and with the love, peace and grace of God. May God bless you.